curious and wanted to know about the world. I've always loved traveling. I've always felt comfortable. I think part of growing up in Portugal, small country, loving to travel and go out. I think very much explorer blood. We have a whole history, a big history in Portugal with the explorers exploring the world. And I think that's very much in my veins and my blood. I think I don't think my parents were never worried or scared of the world around me. They were never the kind of parents that would say, don't do this because it's dangerous. They weren't helicopter parents. They never were. And I think that just allowed me to have look around the world and not see danger, and look around the world and see opportunity and excitement. I think that's a big thing. I've tried to raise my son the same way. Because there are those parents that everything, don't watch out, don't climb that tree, don't watch out for those steps and everything. And I think you're passing on that sort of anxiety to your kids. So my parents were never like that. I moved to the U.S. to study, but then I moved to the Middle East. The war in Iraq was happening. I moved to the Middle East and I started my career doing this crazy job. And never once have they told me, be careful. Or of course they worry about me and they love me, I hope, but they won't never tell me not to do it. They support me and trust me, I think, which is very important. And then I think I'm really good at compartmentalizing things in my life in general. I can be with you right now and really enjoy this experience. Maybe this is not a good example because we haven't, but I can be with my friends in Portugal that I love and adore and have been my friends since I was 5 years old. And I love every second. And I think I'm going to die when I leave them. And then I'm somewhere else and I am there, and I'm there. And I think that's helped me in the work that I do.
Yeah. I think you would have to be able to do those things. That's pretty fascinating. What a neat ensemble of life you've gotten to experience.
Yeah, I'm very lucky.
You have an episode in Traffic this season about rehab scams. How did you get into that, and what did you learn?
Yeah, I've been covering the opiate crisis for a long time, and the drug business as well, and just seeing, talking to people that have gone to rehab as well, and lots of times I heard horror stories. And so this season we decided to really try to investigate what was happening, and we started our reporting in Arizona, where basically there are all these sort of rehab clinics that are there to exploit Native Americans, mainly Native Americans, because I know it's really horrible. Native Americans get access to healthcare much easier than non-Native Americans in the state. It was something that started during COVID, where you can just basically call the health department and say, this is my name, this is my Native American ID number, and they will give you insurance just like that. It was to make it easier for them. But what has happened because of it is that now they're seen as targets, as prizes for these black market rehab operators that set up these clinics. They basically go to reservations. It's insane. They go around these reservations convincing people that have problems with drugs or alcohol to come into their vans. It's these white vans, and so it's a little. I've heard about the white vans for many years, and you always think it's sort of a myth, right? But it turns out that actually in Arizona, it's not a myth. So,
it's a very rehab thing too, the white van. Usually if there's a detox center or if there's a halfway house, they usually come in a white van. Right. So it's very typical to see that in that community.
Right. So that's exactly it. So they go in these white vans, they convince people. Sometimes they tell them, we're just going to go for a ride. This is what I heard. But the majority of times they tell them, look, we're going to offer you free treatment, free housing, free food. Just come with us. And then they place them in these houses, but they offer them free housing, but they don't actually offer them any treatment. Or if they do, it's shit treatment. And they're charging insurance insane amounts of money for bogus treatment. And a lot of times these are desperate people that really do need that treatment. And instead, they're being lied to and exploited, and just horrible, horrible conditions. I mean, the state, I think it was $3 billion or something. Don't quote me because I can't remember exactly, but it was billions of dollars that the state of Arizona lost to these rehab scams in the last few years alone. Why would the people stay there, I guess would be my question. Because they had, a lot of times they were actually given drugs. And this is happening after Arizona, we came to California as well, where they're exploiting not only Native Americans, but anyone, people from all walks of life. And they're actually going to states like Alaska and Oklahoma, all around the country, and bringing people